All my life, I've just kept running toward my goals. When you hear successful people say things like this, it's easy to be impressed, and at the same time you might think to yourself, well, my life seems to be at a standstill. I must just be giving in to laziness. There are certainly people who run all out, without stopping, and their lives appear full and dazzling for it. However, not everyone is capable of that. Take a staircase, for instance. There are people who climb several flights in one go, while others take frequent rests on the landing as they ascend. Once they have caught their breath, they are able to keep up their pace with renewed vigor. It may be that this approach, while different from doing it in one go, has its advantages. There is a saying, for every 7 times you run, you should sit once. There's nothing wrong with racing through life, but being still is not a bad thing. On the contrary, it is extremely important. Stillness allows us to reflect on ourselves, to examine how we've been doing. To those who might say, there's no need for reflection, I have no doubts about how I lead my life. Well, that may or may not be the case. Others might wonder, once I stop moving, won't starting up again be difficult? But there's nothing to fear, just try being still and see for yourself. I believe it's particularly helpful to pause when you stumble or fail. There is always a cause for stumbles and failures, and it's important to identify what that cause is. Pause in order to understand, that is to say, it's an opportunity for reflection when we experience failure, to examine how or why we failed. If you move on without investigating the cause, you leave behind your stumbles and failures. And someday this will have an effect. Far off in the future, you will be reminded of the things you left behind, and you will have to go back to retrieve them. In other words, you will continue to make the same mistakes. Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic, Japan's largest consumer electronics company, once said, "People who are open-minded enough to honestly acknowledge the cause of their failure, to say, this was a good experience, I learned a valuable lesson, are the ones who will advance and improve themselves." To turn stumbles and failures into positive experiences and learn lessons from them, it's necessary to bring to light their causes. There are things that ought to be done here and now. And in order to address them, it's important to pause. Even a titan of industry has the humility to acknowledge this. Of course, it's worthwhile, not only when you stumble or fail, to pause and consider, at your own pace, is this right? It's an idea, practice the pause, that comes from a classical Chinese text. The concept is that at least once each day, it's important to pause and reflect on ourselves. While we watch as our friends and colleagues race ahead of us, it may be unnerving to stand still. But both Zen and the Chinese classics assure us that everything will be fine, we can pause without worry. I urge you to make time to think about all sorts of things, not just how to get where you want to go in life. A smart man makes a mistake, learns from it, and never makes that mistake again. Said Roy H. Williams, U.S. author and marketing expert. Think back to the last mistake that you made at work. Even if it was a minor one, like spilling coffee on a document seconds before you were due to present it, you'll likely have felt a rush of panic and then had the inconvenience of putting things right. No one is immune to making mistakes, we are human, after all. But if we simply apologize and carry on as before, we're in danger of repeating the same errors. When we don't learn from our mistakes, we inflict unnecessary stress on ourselves and on others, and we risk losing people's confidence and trust in us. To err is human, and we don't have to punish ourselves for the mistakes that we make. They can be great opportunities to learn, and to develop on a personal, as well as an organizational, level. We just need to learn from them, and to put that learning into practice. When you, or one of your team members, make a mistake, own up to it. Don't play the blame game. This is detrimental in the long run, and you'll lose the potential for learning. Reframe your mistake as an opportunity to learn and develop. Review what went wrong, to understand and learn from your mistake. Identify the skills, knowledge, resources, or tools that will keep you from repeating the error. Review your progress.